Welcome back to Second Floor Basement, your go-to source for anime summaries and recaps. Hit subscribe and join the legion of anime aficionados and otakus riding the wave. Get ready for a wild ride with Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. A middle-aged Japanese man's untimely death leads to his rebirth in a fantastical realm as Rudius Greyrat, the son of a swordsman and a healer. Retaining the knowledge of his former life, Rudius quickly showcases an extraordinary aptitude for magic and literature. His parents, recognizing his potential, hire Roxy Magurdia, a talented magician, to tutor him. Despite initial reservations about his young age, Roxy is soon astounded by Rudius's innate ability to cast spells without the need for incantations, a rare skill in this new world. As Rudius adapts to his new life, he promises himself to seize this second chance to lead a fulfilling life, a stark contrast to his previous existence. Haunted by his former life's traumas, including being ostracized and bullied, leading to his reclusiveness, Rudius reflects on his path to redemption. Under Roxy's tutelage, he has become a magic prodigy by age 5. The day he steps outside for his graduation test marks a significant turning point. He conquers his deep-seated fears, thanks to Roxy's integration with the local community despite her demon heritage. Demonstrating his magical prowess through the summoning of a thunderstorm, he passes Roxy's final test with flying colors. As Roxy departs to continue her adventures, Rudius remains grateful for her guidance and influence on his new life. Rudius' newfound joy in outdoor play leads him to rescue a half-elf child, Sylphiette, from bullies. Misunderstanding her gender, Rudius treats her as a boy, which sets the stage for an awkward revelation during a storm when they seek shelter at his home. This discovery leads to a temporary rift in their budding friendship, but with time and genuine remorse, Rudius mends the relationship. Through this experience, he learns the value of friendship and trust, embracing the emotional connections he lacked in his previous life. The Greyrat household is rocked by the news of Zenith's and the maid Lilia's pregnancies, the latter a result of an affair with Paul. Rudius navigates this delicate situation with maturity beyond his years, convincing Zenith to forgive Lilia and accept the child as part of the family. As Rudius contemplates attending the prestigious Ronoa Magic Academy, he is torn by Sylphiette's plea not to leave. This prompts him to seek employment locally to finance their education together, a testament to his loyalty and commitment to those he cherishes. Rudius is tasked with the education of the unruly heiress Boreas Greyrat. To gain her trust, he orchestrates a fake kidnapping, but the plan spirals into a real abduction. Rudius showcases his resilience and resourcefulness in protecting Eris, eventually foiling the kidnappers with his magic and earning her trust and acceptance as her new tutor. This marks the beginning of a complex relationship filled with challenges and growth for both tutor and student. Navigating his role as Eris's tutor, Rudius balances teaching her magic, literacy, and mathematics while Ghislaine instructs them in swordsmanship. Eris's impulsive nature and disdain for study test Rudius's patience, leading to his creative solution of giving her a day off to indulge in her hobbies. Their bond strengthens when Eris, with her newfound allowance, purchases a gift for Rudius, a gesture that reflects their deepening mutual respect but also inadvertently entangles Rudius in a comedic misunderstanding. As Eris approaches her 10th birthday, the pressure of performing a noble's dance weighs heavily on her. Rudius steps in, merging his teaching with her martial training to improve her grace and confidence. Meanwhile, Rudius expands his own knowledge by learning new languages, with help from Ghislaine and correspondence with Roxy. Eris's eventual success in dancing at her birthday party, with Rudius's assistance, highlights their teamwork and the broadening of their skill sets. Rudius celebrates his birthday with Eris's family, where he faces an unexpected proposal to marry Eris and succeed her father. He respectfully declines, focusing on their education and relationship as student and teacher. That night, a misunderstanding leads Rudius to believe Eris's intentions are romantic, resulting in a situation he deeply regrets. Following this, a magical disturbance signals a larger, mysterious threat, a sign that Rudius's journey in this world is intertwined with greater forces at play. Following the cataclysmic event known as the teleportation incident, Rudius awakens in the treacherous demon continent. There, he meets Rujude Supartia, a member of the feared Superd race. After a vivid dream in which the cryptic human god gives him advice, Rudius forms an alliance with Rujude. Together with Eris, they form a party named Dead End. Rudius commits to aiding Rujude in his quest to clear his people's name, embarking on an arduous journey to return home while navigating the complexities of the New World Order. In their quest to earn money and find a way home, Rudius disguises Rujude to conceal his identity, and they undertake a series of adventurer jobs. Their low rank presents initial hurdles, but they begin to build a reputation for themselves. A particularly dangerous job to retrieve a pet leads them into a confrontation with a group of thieves, culminating in a deadly clash. The incident compels Rudius to devise a new strategy to enhance their group's standing, demonstrating his growth in both strategic thinking and moral decision-making. In Fatoa, Paul is dealing with the aftermath of the mana surge that teleported his family members to unknown locations. He organizes search parties, all while dealing with his own guilt and despair. Norn, his daughter, stays by his side, providing support. Meanwhile, Rudius, Eris, and Rujude enter a dangerous forest on a quest to subdue a monster. They encounter and observe other adventurers, one of which falls victim to the monster. Rudius chooses not to help due to the risk, which results in the adventurer's death. The beast turns out to be a formidable foe, but Rudius's group emerges victorious after a tough battle. In another town called Rikarasu, they face a conundrum when an adventurer discovers Rudius's real identity and blackmails him. Rujude intimidates the blackmailer by revealing his Superd identity, which scares him off. As they prepare to leave the city, they are unaware that Roxy is also there, looking for Rudius after being teleported by the mana surge. As Rudius's party arrives in a coastal city, they find that Rujude's appearance as a Superd makes it difficult for them to travel by ship due to the fear and prejudice against his race. Rudius seeks the advice of the mysterious human god, who suggests helping a person in need. This leads Rudius to assist a street bum who, in gratitude, gives Rudius a demon eye that allows him to see a few seconds into the future. Rudius uses his new power to prevent a man from being crushed by a falling crate, which introduces him to Gallus Cleaner, a seemingly friendly figure who thanks Rudius for saving his companion. Roxy continues her search for Rudius in the coastal city but misses him by a whisker. Misunderstandings lead her to assume that Rudius is in danger from Eris and Rujude, prompting her to leave for another town in search of him. Meanwhile, with Gallus's help, Rudius and his party manage to escape the city, heading for a port town where they can find a ship. Once there, Rudius becomes aware of a group of children from the beast race being held captive and exploited. Motivated by his sense of justice and his own experiences with bullying, he decides they must act to free the children. During the ensuing operation, Rudius is mistaken for a smuggler and gets captured by the Beastmen. Rudius finds himself imprisoned in the beast village of Doldia alongside a man named Geese. When smugglers attack the village, they take the opportunity to break out and help fend off the assault. It's revealed that Gallus is the mastermind behind the smuggling ring and confronts Rudius and Geese. In a tough showdown, with the assistance of the village's sacred beast, Gallus is defeated. Rudius is then reunited with Eris and Ruijerd, and he receives apologies from the villagers for the misunderstanding. Back in the Boreas Greyrat domain, Eris's grandfather, Saros Boreas Greyrat, is sentenced to execution for his inability to protect his domain during the Mana Surge. The party is forced to stay in Doldia village due to the rainy season, which makes travel impossible. During this time, Eris becomes close to the local children, particularly Tana, a beast girl. The topic of Ghislaine's status as a traitor to her race comes up, leading to tension. As the rainy season ends and they prepare to depart, Tana's reluctance to see Eris go creates a touching moment. The chief of the village, Guys, shares the history of Ghislaine's departure and her reasons, which sheds light on the misunderstandings about her. With new insights and the rain cleared, Rudius's party sets out for the holy country of Milis, with Geese joining them as a guide. Upon reaching the city of Milishan, the capital of the holy country of Milis, Rudius becomes a witness to a kidnapping, which unexpectedly leads him to reunite with his father, Paul. The reunion is bitter as Paul is drunk and resentful, blaming Rudius for not finding his mother and sister. Their conversation escalates into a physical altercation, revealing their misunderstandings and pent-up frustrations. After the fight, a distraught Rudius runs away, and Eris finds him and offers comfort, which strengthens their bond. After his clash with Rudius, Paul receives counsel from Geese, who convinces him to make amends with his son. Paul, struggling with his nightmares and guilt over his behavior, cleans up his act and goes to find Rudius. Their subsequent meeting is awkward at first, but eventually leads to a genuine and touching conversation where they reconcile. Rudius decides to focus on escorting Eris home to the Fitoa region and then continue his quest to find the rest of his family. Paul, now reinvigorated, chooses to resume his search for his missing family members with Geese's assistance. Roxy returns to her home village, feeling disconnected due to her long absence and inability to telepathically communicate like her fellow villagers. However, she soon discovers how much her parents care for her, which brings her comfort. She also finds out that Rudius had previously visited the village in search of her, which relieves her and reinforces her determination to find his family. Meanwhile, Rudius, Eris, and Ruijerd make their way to the central continent, with their bonds deepening as they overcome various challenges together. Following guidance from the human god, Rudius arrives in the kingdom of Chiron with the intent of finding Lilia and Aisha. He manages to rescue Aisha from a precarious situation but decides not to reveal his identity to avoid complications. However, his involvement catches the attention of the twisted Prince Pax, who kidnaps Rudius in a scheme to lure Roxy, whom he is obsessed with. Rudius becomes embroiled in the kingdom's political machinations and must navigate his way out of this predicament. While Rudius is held captive by Prince Pax, he is approached by another prince, Zenoba, who is impressed by Rudius's figurine-making skills and asks him to become his teacher. Zenoba becomes an unexpected ally when Rudyard and Eris launch a rescue operation. They succeed in freeing Rudius, leading to a chaotic upheaval in the kingdom. Amidst this, Lilia and Aisha are ready to return to the Boreas family, and Aisha tearfully confesses that she knew Rudius's identity all along, apologizing for her earlier deception. Prince Pax is dethroned due to the scandal, and he, along with Zenoba, is sent away under the guise of studying abroad. On their journey, Rudius, Eris, and Rudyard encounter the dragon god Orsted. While Eris and Rudyard are paralyzed by Orsted's fearful aura, Rudius is unaffected and converses with him. Orsted, suspecting Rudius to be an ally of the human god, attacks. Despite Rudyard and Eris' attempts to defend Rudius, Orsted gravely injures him. As Rudius nears death, he encounters the human god, learning about Orsted's curses, including one that instills fear. Rudius expresses gratitude for the human god's assistance. Instead of dying, Rudius is resurrected after Orsted's companion, Nanahoshi, pleads for his life, and Orsted complies. Rudius shares with Rudyard secrets about the human god and the fading Supered curse. They arrive at the remnants of Rudius' childhood home, prompting poignant recollections. Rudyard decides to leave, confident in Rudius and Eris' strength. In the ruins of Roa, Eris faces her family's tragic fate and a marriage proposal intended to secure her family's future. Ghislaine opposes this arrangement. Rudius confirms Sylphiette's survival, but her whereabouts remain a mystery. That night, Eris seeks comfort with Rudius, but disappears by morning, journeying with Ghislaine, which plunges Rudius into emotional turmoil. Overwhelmed by depression and past traumas, Rudius struggles to find purpose. Meanwhile, Eris embarks on a rigorous training regime with Ghislaine to one day challenge Orsted and safeguard Rudius. Rudyard gains unexpected acceptance after saving travelers, revealing his Supered heritage. Other characters reminisce about Rudius' impact on their lives. Roxy discovers Zenith's location in Rapan thanks to Kishirika's demon eyes. Motivated by a dream, Rudius rekindles his determination to locate Zenith. In a separate thread, a white-haired Sylphiette seeks to involve Rudius with a mysterious group, suggesting new alliances and future challenges.